Well, thanks for checking out one of our videos. What this video is going to be about is we're going to do a repair on a Gallagher Smart Fix. This is a fault finder. It's not a remote control. It's a fault finder only. It does voltage and amperage and on the fault finding side of things. But as you can see, this little LCD's been, I don't know if the thing smashed or stepped on or something hit it. I don't know, but it's blacked out the LCD here on this thing, and there's really only one way to repair that, and that's to put a new board into it. Unfortunately, it doesn't even come on. I thought maybe this thing would come on, but the button feels a little soft on it, and because the LCDs are soldered to the board, which I could probably desolder and put a new LCD on there, but I don't have an LCD. I don't know what LCD to buy. You can't. They don't sell just the LCDs by themselves. At least Gallagher doesn't. If I had if I knew where they got their LCDs from, I could probably find one and get it soldered in there. But I don't know where to find an LCD at for it. So we're going to pull it apart here. And this thing, they've had it for a long time. I was kind of curious how old it was. Usually there's on here on the stick on the back, there's a serial number runs across here, and you can't read it anymore because it's been held in the person's hand for so long that you can't read it. So the board has a serial number on it, 01284. So it's a 2001 is when this tester was built. Probably if this board's never been replaced, then this is the original board to it. The boards are made before the testers are, so then the serial number probably would have been like a 0129 or 0130, something like that, because that third and fourth number is the week of that year, and that fifth number is the day of the week. So this is built on the fourth day, 28th week of 2001 is when this board was built. But as you can see, LCD is all boogered up. Button still works, but and actually this LCD is soldered from top and bottom side, and it all kinds of little chips in there, software thing on there, I don't know, a lot of crap on there. So if this had been another brand of tester, like a Speed Ride or a Zariba or Stay Fix remote control or fault finder type tester, if this had happened to it, no matter how old or young it is, you would have to throw it away and buy a new one, because they don't. Gallagher's the only brand that I know of that makes their own boards, makes their own units, and they offer parts for them. So, but the boards are kind of expensive. They are cheaper, and these are between $100 and $120 for one of these testers, and a brand new board is more than half that. It's about $70 something for a board, but would basically make it new on the inside, so you'd save yourself $30-40 by fixing it. I think brand new, these are they come with a 1-year warranty, and when we work on anything, we put a 1.5-year warranty. So even if we repair a board or repair a unit, you actually get a longer warranty than you do if you bought a new one. But what we're going to do, since I don't have a new board in stock, I've got this other Smart Fix here that actually works. Let's see, it comes on, cycles between KV and A when you press the button. This is the old style. The new ones have, they say, fault finder on it, and they have, at least I think the last 2-3 years they've been making them, maybe 4 years, they have KV and amps on the screen at the same time. So the only thing the button really does, if you still use the button on here, is turns it on. But these have an automatic on and off feature. So as soon as you touch it to a fence, as soon as it detects a pulse, this will automatically come on. So you pull it away and don't let it touch the fence for 5 seconds. It shuts itself off. So it has an automatic on-off feature. So we're going to take the screws out of this one, and we are going to put this board into it. Like I said, this one does still come on. I'm gonna pull the battery out of here. This is where the battery hides right inside there. And we're gonna push this battery out. I'm gonna test it because it needs a new battery. I'm gonna go ahead and put a battery in it, because this board is a 2002. Alright, so let me test this battery. This is a 3-volt watch battery type thing. They also use these batteries in like your keyless entry button things for your cars and trucks. The part number for the battery is a CR2032. You can get them at Walmart, back with a digital camera, sometimes over by the jewelry counter, or you can get them in a pack, or 1-pack or 2-pack at the like auto parts store for about $3 to $4 for one battery. But we're going to test this battery. It's a 3-volt battery. It's 3.2 volts, so the battery's fine. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, sometimes you can slide these batteries right back in, and it should, if it works right, should automatically come on, and that didn't. See, I push the button, won't come on. So now what you have to do, you have to reset it. So push the battery back out, push a little screwdriver up here, pull that battery out, and take a small flat screwdriver or a pocket knife or a butter knife, something small and metal, and go, after you pull the battery out, go right up under here. It's that little opening right here below my finger, right there. There's a metal plate that the battery sits on. It's your negative contact for the battery, and positive is on top. But you need to touch both those points like that. There's the upper cover and the lower plate at the same time, and hold it there for about 5 seconds, or 10 seconds, whatever. Just hold there for a little bit, and then continue holding, and take a new battery, go inside there, and slide it in, and eventually it's going to come in contact with that screwdriver or pocket knife, whatever you're using. As you push it in, pull the screwdriver out same time, and it should do that. It should automatically come back on like that one did. See how it came on? It'll come on a KV or some dash lines or something, and then you just push the button every couple seconds. Make sure it cycles between KV and amps. But like I said, this is the old style. The new fault finder ones that have been out for 5 years now, or whatever it's been. If you look at, if those have the KV and amps at the screen at the same time, this button doesn't really do anything. It doesn't cycle. It just makes it turn on. It shows like a decimal point or a dot or something. So now we're going to take, I don't know which cover was which, but I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to fill the buttons on them. So these buttons will get kind of spongy and soft. Actually, it must be this one, because that's still got the little pop tab there. That doesn't. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, that button's kind of soft and spongy. So what I do to help it out is you need to change the angle. Let's see, it's already been done. Someone's already done it. Maybe that's, that's because this is the original. So it's got someone's name, Hobbs, on the side of it. That was off this old one. So this one's I've already done it to that one. Well, let's take this apart real quick, because it's missing a little button right here, and that one's missing it. Okay, so to keep your finger on top up here, because there's a spring inside here, and that spring releases. When you pull that cover off, all these pieces will fly off, and you'll never find all of them. So we're going to take this little screw out. Make sure you keep your finger on top of that thing. So, and then just be careful pulling things off. See, the spring is compressed. As soon as I let go of it, it releases, and it will spring off there, and you'll lose all these little pieces and parts. You can get them all, but it's, why would you want to pay a bunch for all those little pieces and parts? So now I'm going to grab the other front cover. Where the hell? Oh, here it is. And I'm going to, because that button feels better on that one. We're the same thing on this one. When it's already out like that, it's not as compressed, so it doesn't have as much spring tension to it. And that's a little button thing that was missing. That little piece right there. Okay. So now we're going to take, let's see, we're going to take this. You've got kind of a little groove right here. That's where this piece sits in at. Sometimes these things will get pressed so many times over the years that they'll, at that, it's kind of open right there. It'll be kind of closed like that. And then when you press the thing, it won't release. It's kind of like a little catch. So I'm going to put it in like this. Keep your finger on the front of it to keep that spring from flying out at you. And once you can press it down, put your other finger on top and hold it there. And I just freaking about lost everything. did what I was telling you to watch out for. It did it to me. All right, and you take that little piece here. See, it has the opening on it. Goes on the bottom down like this. That little piece that kind of protrudes up right there, that goes on the bottom. So the opening and is on the bottom, and then that little piece at the bottom facing you. And you put it right in a little notch right there. It's going to cut out. And then you take that piece there, lay it over the front. Keep your finger on top of this all the time. And then get that little Phillips screw, put it right inside here. Come on. There you go. And you let it go. And see how I was pressing with the indentation on my finger here is pressing so hard. Now it does its thing now. There should be really no reason to take that apart. The battery doesn't hide there, it hides on the board, so don't bother taking that apart because you'll possibly lose everything. Alright, so now we need to put it back together. And you can get your little gasket here. You got all these little flaps here, these little things here on the sides and up here at the top. Those are kind of there to hold the board, and you kind of push it. There's a piece on the bottom too, kind of overlaps it. You put that one on like that. Put the one on the bottom like that. Kind of has a inner and outer rubbery piece, so part goes on top, other part goes on the bottom. And you got a piece up here that goes on top on. This kind of helps hold the board in place for you. Make sure things still turns on. Good. And we're going to put the back case on, which is like Speedrite and StayFix have a metal plate in the back of their case on their units, on their testers. Gallagher's got it on the inside. So you don't know, so you necessarily don't, and see it has this little spring here, makes contact to that metal plate, and that spring makes contact to this little metal pad there. So that's how it grounds itself. It does it through induction through your hand. And then we'll take this. Let's see if I can adjust that thing there. So what I do is you push your finger on the top to hold it there, to put pressure against it, and take out. This is some of these have a square-headed bit. Some have a Phillips to hold these cases together. This one happened to have Phillips, but I have the tool here to take that the square bits out. But you go right above it. I'm just going to press into it, turn a little bit, and it actually changes the angle of that thing a little bit, which points it up a little bit more, which allows it to make contact to that button a little bit better. Now, put the screws back in it. All right, well, I think it's ready to go. Let me, I got a unit over here. I'm going to just test real quick, make sure it still reads. Should. Switch over to amps. Yeah, everything's reading fine now. That unit over there, I had it hooked up to the ground side and the hot side, and it read 8.4 kV on a good working unit. So, but anyways, hopefully it helps you out. If you need any help with parts or questions on anything, just give us a holler. All our information is down in the description area, but there's our name and address and phone number there. Everything's down below in the description area. But we work on all brands and models of fence boxes and stuff. But hopefully it helps you out. If you got any questions, give us a call. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Happy to help you out and help others out. So tell your friends about us, and we'll catch you on another video. Bye-bye.